Blood ran down my cheek, warm and metallic, dripping onto the floor. Her ring had sliced me clean. "Ungrateful brat," my mother hissed, her hand still raised, demanding more money, for my sister, as always. Then Dad's hand slammed into my chest, pinning me against the wall. My daughter's scream ripped through the air, high and terrified. It wasn't just pain I felt in that moment, it was clarity. 30 years of abuse crystallized into something sharp. And they had no idea what I'd secretly done 3 months ago. I used to believe in family, even when their cruelty felt endless. I told myself they'd change, that if I loved harder, worked longer, gave more, they'd finally see me. But my mother always looked at me with disdain, as if my existence offended her. My father treated me like labor, not blood. And my sister, spoiled, golden, their pride. I was the sacrifice, the burden, the punching bag. For years I endured, until I saw my daughter watching. Her small eyes mirrored my fear, and that was when the shift began. It started with little things, my paychecks vanishing for family emergencies, the house deeds signed over without my consent, the endless manipulation masked as duty. Then I found the accounts, hidden ones, bank statements that proved my parents had siphoned my earnings for years, feeding my sister's lifestyle, cars, jewelry, vacations, while I struggled to keep food on my own table. Rage would have been easy, but rage is noisy. Revenge requires silence. So 3 months ago, I took my silence to the bank. I opened accounts in my daughter's name. I rerouted every payment, every transfer, every asset that legally tied back to me. Slowly, carefully, I cut them out of the veins they'd been draining for decades. And while I did, I whispered to myself, power shifts without warning. Now, in that living room, blood dripping, my father's hand crushing me against the wall, I let them believe I was still their victim, but inside, I was already free. "Get her wallet," Mom barked at Dad. Her voice trembled with greed, not fear. Always hungry, always taking. My daughter cried harder. That sound broke something permanent in me. I pushed Dad off with a strength he didn't expect. He staggered back, surprised. I wiped the blood from my face and smiled. "You want money?" I said softly. They leaned closer, ready to pounce. "Go check your accounts." Confusion flashed first, then desperation. I watched them scramble, Mom grabbing her phone, Dad yanking his laptop open, fingers frantic against the keys. And then it happened. The silence, the freeze, the dawning horror. Every account, empty. Every card, declined. 3 months of siphoning had left them dry. Their empire of control had crumbled without them noticing. Mom's face drained of color. Dad's breathing grew heavy. My sister's name lit up Mom's phone, calling again and again, probably stranded without her endless allowance. And me? I just stood there, calm, my daughter clinging to my side. You did this," Mom whispered, voice trembling. Dad's rage flared, but it was hollow now, powerless. He lunged forward, but I didn't flinch. "I told you," I said, voice low, "power shifts without warning." The fallout was merciless. Their debts surfaced fast, their creditors circled like vultures. The house seized, the cars repossessed. The perfect family reputation they flaunted shattered the moment whispers of fraud reached the community. I didn't need to raise a hand. Their downfall was financial, social, absolute. And I orchestrated it in silence. The confrontation wasn't the end. It was only the opening act. When investigators came asking about suspicious transfers and forged signatures, I gave them everything. Not as their child, but as their victim, and then as their executioner. The evidence was undeniable. They had built their castle on theft and abuse, and I had pulled the foundation away grain by grain until it collapsed under their feet. Now, when I pass by the house, foreclosed, windows boarded, I don't feel guilt. I feel justice. My daughter laughs freely now. Her eyes no longer carry fear, because she saw the moment the chains broke, the moment silence turned to power. And my parents? They still look for me in their empty wallets, their ruined reputation, their lonely nights. But I'm not theirs anymore. I never was. Blood on the floor, a scream in the air. 30 years of silence breaking in a single night. That was the last time they laid a hand on me, because power had shifted. And once it shifts, it never returns.